If you're in the market to purchase a new construction home, you're not going to want to miss this because I'm going to go through several tips with you guys to save you money and also keep you out of some dangerous situations. I've been in the real estate industry since I was around 20 years old, and I can tell you I've been around a lot of different home builders. I worked with a lot of them. We represented a lot of them, and I'm going to go through a lot of things that I learned along the way that you guys probably should understand as well. Your time is valuable, so let's jump in. The first thing is you want to research the builder thoroughly. I don't care if they're a small builder or a large national builder, a large national chain. You want to make sure that you research the builders in great detail. One example of a big builder here in Southwest Florida, this is prior to the last real estate recession. They actually developed a large community, and unfortunately they utilized soil that just was not compacted. It was poor soil testing, and it was overlooked by the builder, and they started to develop homes on this property. And unfortunately, dozens and dozens and dozens of homeowners had foundation issues, had foundation cracking over several months, and this was one contributing factor that eventually put this builder under. And also you have to watch out for the small builders. Again, here on a local level, I've seen some of these builders lie, cheat, and steal, and even run away with people's deposits, costing people tens and hundreds of thousands of dollars. So just be sure that you go on the Better Business Bureau and also do Google search, get on different social platforms and research these builders indefinitely, because you guys want to make sure that whoever is building your home is going to do a good service for you guys. The next thing is financing. Make sure that you guys have another lender lined up that could potentially provide you guys financing. Most builders are going to have incentives to utilize their in-house financing, their in-house lender, and they're going to provide incentives like no closing costs associated with the loan and so forth. But sometimes you're going to see them pack certain fees in this, and also in some cases the actual interest rate could even be higher. So you want to make sure that you have an outsourced lender to actually oversee what they're providing, and then it could be basically just good competition to see if that lender that you choose or several lenders can actually beat what the builder is providing. The next thing is hire a real estate agent, a realtor, because most home builders do provide them a commission, and it's actually at no cost to you. And having a good, reputable real estate agent that knows what they're doing can assist you guys in asking some of the right questions pertaining to the construction, pertaining to the floor plan, pertaining to the community itself, and also assist in certain negotiations that you might not be aware of. Prime example, on a recent deal that we did here in Southwest Florida, we were working with a specific national chain home builder, and the buyer was okay with the lot that was presented, or the lots that were presented, and we kind of narrowed it down to 2 or 3 lots. However, they were not necessarily the best lot. So I kept pressing the sales associate, asking for more options, more lot options. And he repeatedly said that they didn't have anything else. But we went out, we looked at certain lots. I came back in. We already knew one lot that he wanted to move forward on, a nice lake lot. However, it had eastern views. And in Florida, you want to have western views coming down the back of your property for fantastic sunsets, especially, overlooking a lake, overlooking your pool. And sure enough, after repeatedly kind of beating up the sales associate, he did say that he thought that one home buyer was going to back out of a specific lot, and it is the lot that we ended up with. So having a real estate agent looking out for your best interest could assist you guys in negotiating a better deal, a better lot, and all around just having extra eyes on the process. The next thing that you need to understand when you guys are buying new construction is you guys are not buying the model. Okay, most of these model homes, they are loaded with all sorts of upgrades. And when you go into these model homes, the purpose of it is the builder wants you to get emotionally attached to that product, to that home. And unfortunately, in many cases, that is not the home that you're going to get. So it's important that you guys do talk to the sales associate, and if you have a real estate agent to help you out as well, and find out what the standard is going to be in terms of finishes in the property. You might see a brand new kitchen with stainless steel appliances, marble countertops, and it looks beautiful, but the actual base price only includes Formica countertops and maybe just white appliances. So it's very important that you guys understand that you guys are not buying what is in the model in most cases. The next thing is understanding the association and community details of the property. If you guys are buying into a master association, you want to understand all the fees associated with it, all the amenities. What do the fees actually cover in terms of monthly expenses? Does it include, certain things like cable, internet, insurances? And you want to make sure that you get your hands on those association documents so you can read thoroughly everything associated with the association and also any kind of restrictions. Here in Florida, we have some communities that actually don't allow pickup trucks. That's right, a pickup truck. So you want to make sure that you guys do your research of all the association documentation and make sure that there are no crazy restrictions that would prevent you guys from buying into that association. The next thing is, do not be afraid to negotiate. Now, in today's market in 2021, it might be a little more difficult just because, builders are slowing down because of the cost of lumber and everything else. But in a regular market, a lot of times there is some wiggle room. So do not be afraid to negotiate, not just on price, but also upgrade incentives or maybe an upgraded lot. Many cases, home builders have even homes that came back on that are necessarily not completely finished and a buyer backed out. So it might be opportunity because those home builders don't want to hang on to that property and they want to sell it as quickly as possible. So you might be able to get a half-built property in contract at a deeper discount and or be able to pick the finishes and even upgrade finishes of that property. The next thing when you're building new construction is be sure that you guys get everything in writing. I cannot stress this enough. Look, there's a sales representative in most cases sitting in a model home that's basically going through all the details of what you're going to get in this property, but make sure that it's all in writing and also make sure that you guys review it for its accuracy as well in terms of lot number, specifically what lot you're getting, and also all the upgrades associated with the property. It's vital to get everything in writing and fully understood. And I've actually heard horror stories of contractors within subdivisions actually building on the wrong lot for certain clients, and that's the last thing that you guys want to get into is some sort of dispute of you thought it was going to be this lot but actually it was this one over here, and it's solely because it was not in writing, or it was in writing, it was just inaccurately inputted. And to touch on that, you may want to consider hiring a real estate attorney as an extra eyes, and also understand something too, especially for national builders, big builders. They're not going to allow a real estate attorney to mark up the contract and do anything with it. In many cases, they're saying this is the contract, sign it. But it is good to have an attorney review everything for its accuracy, and also review the closing process, title insurance, and everything else associated with the real estate transaction. The next thing you want to look into when you're building a new home is the builder warranties. What exactly is covered? I know in certain states they actually require builders, new home builders, to actually provide certain structural warranties for so many years, but this is something you want to fully understand, and also understand, is that warranty covering just material, or is it material and labor? And is that for structural? Is it for cosmetic? Make sure that you guys fully understand everything associated with all the warranties in place. The next thing is the punch out. Most builders are going to have a punch out sheet upon closing where you're going to go through the property, or maybe this is right before closing, and you're going to just basically mark up anything that's wrong with the property or cosmetic issues. Unfortunately, many builders will drag their feet to complete a punch out list, which is why it's important to get an inspection, which we'll talk about next. Now you might be saying inspection, I mean, it's a brand new home, but I can tell you, especially now too, when home builders are building properties so quickly, mistakes are made, and a lot of national builders do make these mistakes as well. Prime example, we had another home builder that we actually encouraged the buyer to get an inspection. They got the inspection done, and there were 34 roof tiles broken. That was just one issue associated with the property. Now, the inspection is going to happen well before closing, hopefully maybe a week or two before closing. And then you can utilize that as your punch out and ensure that all those items are complete or try to be completed prior to you actually closing on the property. This way you don't get into the property and then you're waiting around for the contractor or the builder to come back and fix certain issues with the property. Look, I'm a big believer in under leveraging and not bite off more than you can chew. I'm all about making sure that you're not house poor. And if you have any interest in learning more about the benefits associated with paying off a house, be sure you watch this next video. As always, I appreciate you guys watching. Thanks a lot.